Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Dandelion, which is brought to you by the company Cherits. Now, we are still pursuing Jisoo, the black cat, and we're on his good route. We've got 100 out of 100 points, so we got a couple more months left to go with him. We just have to keep building our stats until we reach the next event. It's been snowing for the last few days, but it finally became sunny. Looking out at the world covered in snow, I thought of doing the laundry. Do I have enough detergent left?
What are you up to?
I'm thinking about doing the laundry.
Just leave all the housework to that rabbit.
He always complained that Jihei is a stuck-up, good-for-nothing aristocrat rabbit, but he always seemed to have acknowledged Jihei's ability to cook and do housework.
You're always busy. You don't have time to clean the house or do the laundry.
It's okay, those are things that I need to take care of as an independent adult. Housework, schoolwork, taking care of myself, I have to do everything on my own. Because I'm an adult now.
You always try to be perfect at everything.
Because if I don't, I'll fall behind other people.
Says who?
Jisoo stopped in his tracks. Who? This is something I've heard from Mom ever since I was little. If I don't work hard, I'll fall behind my friends. That I have to be first in everything.
You know, I told you this before, but don't try to be too perfect at everything. Housework can be put off for a day or two. You can even skip classes once in a while. Do you really have to live life in a fixed schedule?
I don't understand what Jisoo is saying. How can I do that? If I do, I'll get behind other people.
Who cares if you get a little behind?
Who cares? It's amazing how he can say those words so casually. I was never told that before.
You're so smart and cute already. Why is there a need for you to become even more perfect?
I felt my blood rising to my face. What did he just say?
You're already an amazing girl. Is that not enough?
An amazing girl? I've never heard this from anyone before. I was just too embarrassed, mostly because he meant it.
Why are you so shy?
Of course I'm shy. How can he say those embarrassing statements so casually? An amazing girl. Cute and smart. I feel like my head is going to explode.
Are you alright?
No, I'm not alright. I'm embarrassed.
Your face is really red.
Don't.
Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, don't try to be the best in everything. You're already attractive enough as you are.
Stop! Attractive? I've never heard these words used to describe me before. I feel more embarrassed than happy, and I don't know what to do.
Food giver.
Yeah?
You're totally embarrassed. This is really cute, you know.
I said stop! Stop! This is too much for me to handle all at once.
Man, you're really cute.
I don't know how to respond. I'm happy, but I'm just too embarrassed to say anything. Cute, attractive, I'm just not familiar with these words.
Look how red you are. You're really adorable.
Jisoo chuckled. I think he's having fun seeing my reaction. I felt a bit annoyed but couldn't think of a good comeback.
Hey, I'm curious about something.
I had a break for the first time in a long time. Jisoo, who was watching me make tea, opened his mouth. Yes?
When did you start living alone?
I lived alone since I entered college, so it's been already... since 4 years ago. Wow, time flies, it's already 4 years.
4 years?
Yes, why?
So you lived dangerously alone for 4 years.
Why is he saying those things again? Jisoo looked at me with a slight suspicion.
How many guys did you go out with while you were living alone?
Huh? Why do you suddenly ask? How many guys I went out with? It's a little embarrassing as it's too little. This is my privacy. I don't have to answer him. Why do you want to know? It's not worth talking about.
Oh, so you did have guys.
Jisoo would definitely be jealous of my past. I could see his eyes burning with determination to find out. What about you? You probably dated a lot of girls. She made it sound like she's never dated or even had a first kiss before. Several times already.
Me?
Jisoo's necklace. Jiyeon commented last time that he might have gotten it from his ex-girlfriend. That necklace. Why are you always wearing it? Is it from a special someone? Jisoo suddenly became quiet. Uh-oh, this isn't a good sign. Was it really from a girl? Did you get it from a girl? Jisoo nodded slightly. Really? So it really was from an ex-girlfriend, or...
I got this necklace from my sister.
Sister? Ah, Jisoo had a sister. I felt myself relax. I would have been hurt if he said he had gotten the necklace from someone that he loved. You had a little sister. I'm a bit envious. I was the only child and always wanted a little sister since I was a kid. What's her name? How old is she?
Lily, she's 12.
That's a pretty name. She would be a student here if she was 12. What is she doing now?
She's mostly at home.
Then she must be with her parents every day. I could see that Jisoo's face was becoming stiff. Did I just say something wrong? Maybe their parents have passed away or they're living with their relatives. I regretted questioning him without thinking. I also didn't like to hear questions related to my parents. I'm sorry, you really don't have to answer.
They're both gone.
Jisoo said flatly. And then he turned his eyes away from me.
Only the two of us lived together since 4 years ago.
Well, the same time I was living alone.
That's funny. I thought it was fine to talk about this now. It's been 4 years already, but it feels a bit strange.
I could hear the water boiling in the kettle. I turned off the stove and stood there for a while. I felt a weird stir in my heart. He was talking as if it was no big deal, but I felt that he was still grieving over it. I just knew that he was pretending to be okay. You hide your feelings inside thinking that it'll hurt less when time passes, but when you later have to face it, you can't bear it. It's like me. I think I know how you feel. I have to confront it. Although your hands might shake uncontrollably, and you feel that your old wound is getting pricked again. My parents are actually divorced. When they got divorced, they asked me whom I wanted to live with, and I didn't understand. I wanted all of us to be together, so I asked them why we have to live separately. And Mom said that she won't be able to keep her sanity if she were to continue to live with Dad. I didn't want to see Mom having a hard time, so I decided to live with her. But as soon as I did, I felt like I lost both of my parents. Mom changed drastically after the divorce. I was under the impression that her father abandoned them. I didn't know she had a choice. But I wonder if things would have turned out a lot better if she went with him. After my parents got divorced, the bright and happy family was nowhere to be found. Mom would make sure to prepare meals with food that would help me concentrate better when studying. She would call me as soon as cram school was finished at 2 a.m., making sure that I come straight home to review what I had learned. 2 a.m.? She went to cram school that late? Man, she barely had any sleep. And my confidence began to fade away. It's strange. If someone asks, I try to answer as if nothing is wrong, but then I realize that I'm not. So sometimes I lie that my family is really happy, and it hurts afterwards. I still am reminded of the time when I was young, when I could do nothing but watch my family fall apart. I couldn't do anything because I was young. Because it was a matter between adults, I had to helplessly watch my family fall apart. To become that gentle and obedient child that Mom wanted. I felt sudden warmth. Jisoo's arms that were embracing me were trembling a bit. Why is Jisoo trembling? Their eyes almost look the same color there.
You're a warm person, yet strong.
Huh?
I'm so glad to have met someone like you.
Jisoo's words warmed up my heart. I never imagined that someone would say these words to me. I always had low self-esteem. I was busy blaming myself when things went wrong. But there is someone who says he's glad to have met me.
I'm so glad that you chose me.
For the time I was glad I became independent from Mom. Because if I hadn't, I would not have changed. And I wouldn't have turned into a strong person as Jisoo said.
I don't want to let you go. ever.
Jisoo's words deeply touched my heart. Looking at the fallen leaves while sitting on the bench with Jisoo, I was surprised that it's already been a year since we met. So, your sister is a quiet type. Since a few days ago, Jisoo and I talked about my family. I usually avoid the subject of family, but it was okay to talk about it with Jisoo. With Jisoo, I felt like I could talk about anything. When people asked me about my family, I would always lie that everything was fine. I was afraid of others' reactions and remarks if I had told them the truth. If I don't have a happy family, it seems as if someone had done something wrong to break the family apart, and I didn't want to give people that impression. Jisoo also told me about his family. He didn't go into details, but he usually told me about his sister. Though she's still young, she does a good job in housework and enjoys reading books.
She's not quiet, but just shy in front of strangers. And she always follows me around.
I think she's a really cute person.
Yeah, really?
Jisoo smiled softly. He must be thinking of his sister.
She used to fall down a lot when she was young, so I always had to be by her side.
Who does she live with now? Jisoo's living with me now, who's taking care of his sister. I asked without giving it a lot of thought, but Jisoo's smile suddenly disappeared. Not answering my question, Jisoo stood up from the bench.
Shall we go?
He smiled. I could feel a breeze blowing from where Jisoo is standing. Winter must be coming. It looks like it's already here in the background. I headed home with Jisoo before it gets any colder outside. Mom? I could hear Mom's voice over the phone. It hasn't changed a bit. Yes, Mom. I could only answer yes as always. Our first phone call in half a year ended like that. The phone in my hand suddenly felt very heavy. I didn't have the chance to tell her anything about the guys that I'm living with. What would she say if she saw me now? Oh, I have to hide everything. The animals, I have to hide their stuff. I have to make the house appear how my mom expects it to be. I frantically began to gather the animals' belongings all over the house. I have to hide everything. I have to make the place clean.
What are you doing?
When Jisoo saw me stuffing the washer with a bunch of clothes, he looked at me in surprise. What should I do?
Are you alright? What's wrong?
Jisoo came closer. I unconsciously backed away from him. Jisoo stopped, giving me a bewildered look. My mom is going to visit me today. I must hide everything. Mom must not find out. Please, take everyone and go outside. Don't come back until tonight. Jisoo seemed like he wanted to say something, but I ignored him and instead closed the door of the washing machine, filled with clothes. I have to hide all the evidence. The kitchen, the bathroom, living room, my room, and the entrance. I hid everything that belonged to the animals and cleaned the entire house from top to bottom. When I was done, I noticed that everyone had gone out. The house was completely silent. No one is here. I was all alone in the clean house. I could smell the air freshener all over the house. I feel as if I went back in time to when I was living alone. Back to my dull life. I seem to have gone back to the old me when I only showed Mom the daughter that she wanted to see. A doorbell. I took a deep breath. Do you ever clean up? It's Mom. High heels and a designer handbag. Nothing about her has changed. Mom looked around the house with a frown. Afraid of her suspecting something, my heart began to beat fast. It's about 7 months since we met. She hasn't changed a bit, and how I act in front of her hasn't changed a bit either. So, you graduate soon, right? What about finding a job? It's been long since I gave up hearing "how are you" from her. I'm working on it. You shouldn't just prepare. Send your resumes here and there. You won't get anything done by just saying things. You need to act like everyone else. Mom said as she sat down on the sofa. You're going to graduate from an average school, so you'll probably work at an average company too, I guess. I thought that I was used to these words by now, but they still hurt. Average. Mom told me that many times. That I have to be special. Any score lower than 100 is just average. And now I've become that average person Mom always talked about. Mom went out of her way to make me special, but I ended up becoming an average person. I invested so much money into your education since you were little. I don't understand why you only became like this. Mom opened her purse and took out a small mirror and lipstick. Mom. I called out to her in a small voice, but she was more interested in looking at herself through the mirror. Mom. What is it? Once is enough. Mom glanced at me with an annoyed look and began fixing her makeup again. Mom, why did you come here today? Mom, who was applying on lipstick, stopped her hand. Why? Are you here to criticize me, or are you here to tell me again that I'm not special? I never once regretted moving out of the house. I tried to become that daughter that Mom wanted me to be. But no matter how hard I tried, I could not figure out what I wanted to do. Only anxiety would pile up. Don't talk to me like that. Mom put down the mirror that she was holding. She finally looked up at me. Do you know how much I invested in you? If I hadn't, you'd be even worse off than you are now. Mom's angry face. That face scared me to death when I was little. I tried my best not to make her angry, but it didn't work, so I always considered myself a bad child. I know that you're a failure, but since you're still my child, I just came over to see how you're doing. A failure. Mom still says those words that would hurt me so casually. If getting a job doesn't work out, just prepare for a law school. Ugh. Why do you always try to push me? There may be something out there that would make me happier, something that suits me better. But why do you always shut out those possibilities and force me to do something that I don't want to do? I can't even try to seek for what I want because I'm a failure? Why am I a failure? What? A failure, a success. Who decides that? You're the one who decided that. I felt a sharp pain on my left cheek. This is the first time that she hit me since I was little. But I've been hurt by her words for too long. Slapping didn't even hurt. Don't you dare talk to me like that. Are you blaming me for not having talent and for not working hard enough? No, I'm not blaming you. I'm just trying to tell you not to judge me as a failure. I want to say those words, but voices won't come out of my mouth. I was afraid that I would burst into tears as soon as I start to speak. Do you know how much I invested in you? More than any mother that I know. But despite that, you turn out this way. How do you think I'd feel? I don't know what came over you. I should have known the moment you entered this college and went out to live alone. I should have known. I did the best I can. I don't know what else I can do anymore. No. Mom's leaving. I wanted to tell her something. I didn't even tell her anything yet, but she's leaving. I'm tired of being concerned about you. I'm going to live my own life now. Mom opened the front door. Just to let you know. The door closed. I stood alone in the empty living room. I didn't get to do anything. And I didn't get to say anything. Hee-jung! Jian was the first one to come home after Mom left. I could smell the strawberry shampoo I had bought for him. He's been using the shampoo that I bought for him. I have something to tell you. I could already guess what he was going to say. Although I knew I couldn't say anything. I'm going to leave this house now. I feel bad for having you always take care of me. I actually met someone nice. I looked up to see Ji-yeon's face. Someone nice? I know that all of us can't live forever like this. I should have been prepared to have them leave. If he had really met someone nice, I would feel more relieved. I knew his words weren't true. Yeah, I'm sorry for not telling you sooner. But he's leaving. I can't see his bright smiling face or him teasing other animals anymore. And everyone will eventually leave. All right, I answered in a feeble voice. I knew it would be like this, but... Hee-jung, are you okay? Jian asked with a concerned look on his face. Where's Jisoo? Is he not home yet? Jisoo, the person who accepted me for who I am. The person who enabled me to find happiness in life. Well, when Jisoo comes, talk to him. I don't think I'm the one you should talk to. Jian began to pack his belongings. He's leaving. The faint smell of orange that lingered in the house is also leaving with him. Jian opened the door. Take care! And the door closed. I was left all alone at home. I could hear nothing. Am I useless because I'm a failure? Mom and Jiyeon, they were people who weren't destined to stay with me. Mom didn't have faith in me until the very end. No matter how hard I try, I can't do it. What am I supposed to do now? I think I did the best I can. How come I can't be happy? Why can't I become happy no matter how hard I try? Why am I living this busy life? Being so afraid of Mom. I don't even have a goal. I don't even know what I want to do. Am I going to graduate and get a job? Am I just going to get a job anywhere? Am I just going to prepare for law school just as she told me to?
I'm home.
It's Jisoo. I didn't feel like greeting him.
So you clean up the whole house because of your mom? This place is totally clean.
Too bad her mom didn't think so.
Hey, what happened to you?
Will Jisoo leave me one day? Will he stay with me until the very end, not abandoning me? I wasn't sure. He might leave me one day, just as Mom and Jiyeon did. One day he might disappear with a goodbye. Jisoo,
Hey, what's wrong?
what am I to do if you were to leave me one day? Jiyeon left.
What? So he eventually...
Will you someday leave too?
What?
Are you going to leave like Jiyeon too? Leave me all by myself? Jisoo didn't answer. Why? Why are you not answering? You can just tell me that you won't leave, that you'll stay by my side. So, you're really going to disappear, like Jiyeon? I waited, but Jisoo still didn't answer. No way! Are you really going to leave? Someday? If that's the case, then... If you're going to leave someday, just leave now.
What?
Don't make me get attached to you even more, just get out! Although my face was a mess from crying, I looked up to see Jisoo. Although I told him to leave, I was actually scared that he really will. I wanted him to give me a warm hug and tell me that he'll be by my side. But Jisoo didn't answer. He won't say that he would not leave. Why did you guys appear in front of me? I asked the question that was left unanswered again. What do you want from me? I can't do anything for you. You won't get anything by staying with me. Why me? Why did you appear in front of me? You're going to end up being disappointed and leave anyway. So I'm going to be all alone once again. I felt completely lost and helpless. I felt pathetic, screaming like a child as if to ask people to throw a pity party for me. It's fine. This is enough. What good is it if you continue to stay with me anyway? Jisoo grabbed my left shoulder with force. He looked at me straight in the eyes.
You're really making me angry right now. Do you know that?
We're not going to be together forever anyway. Don't make me attached to you if you aren't going to stay with me forever. Don't make me like you. All of you will leave anyway. You're all going to leave me by myself, I know, so please. I don't want to get hurt anymore. I'm scared. It would have been better if you had disappeared without me knowing it.
Why are you suddenly acting like this? Is it because of Jiyeon? I'm not going to let you go until you tell me.
Jisoo always looks at me straight in the eyes. And he accepts everything about me, even when I cry, even when I yell hysterically. Mom didn't look at me like that. She left me without even trying. I burst into tears. I didn't mean to cry in front of him, but tears kept seeping beneath my eyelids.
Stop crying. Tell me everything.
Before I could stop myself, I spilled everything. Why did Mom?
Mom?
No matter how hard I try, why won't she accept me for who I am? Why? Am I not that good? I asked Jisoo the questions that I've been asking myself. Jisoo seemed baffled at my words. Am I such a bad person? Is that why everyone is disappointed in me and leaves? Because I'm not good enough? Because they don't like me? Did I really do something that wrong? Am I wrong? All my hard efforts, were they all useless?
No, that's not true. What are you talking about? Explain to me.
Why won't Mom love me? Why? Why won't she accept me for who I am when I'm really trying my best? Why did I become her failure?
Failure? Don't say that. Snap out of it.
Jisoo shook me roughly. That made me come back to my senses a bit.
Hey, tell me that one more time, and I'm going to get really angry. I mean it.
I could see his angry expression.
Are you okay now?
I blinked my eyes twice. I could see Jisoo more clearly. His angry expression was nowhere to be seen. He looked very worried instead.
Listen to me. It's not your fault that Jiyeon went out. He has complicated reasons of his own. I don't know what happened between you and your mother, but calm down. Why didn't you tell me anything until now?
It's my problem. How can I tell you? It's something I've never told anyone before.
Promise me.
What?
Promise me that you'll tell me everything from now on.
Promise? Does that mean you'll listen to everything that I have to say?
I'm going to be worried if you don't. You look as if you're going to fall apart any moment.
I felt touched. I'm not sure if it's because this is the first time that someone has shown me this much care and concern, but...
No matter what you do, I will watch everything until the very end. I promise. Promise me.
Is it really okay? Jisoo won't hate me even if I tell him about myself?
If you don't promise me, I'm going to kiss you without permission from now on.
My face flushed. How can he say those words at a moment like this? My face must look terrible right now from all that crying. I looked up and saw that Jisoo's face was a bit red too.
What I mean is, it's okay to depend on me when you're having a hard time. Stop acting so tough.
Depend on you? On Jisoo?
You're not Superwoman, and nobody's going to give you an Oscar award for acting tough when you're secretly crying alone.
I never cried alone. I actually did cry alone a few times in my room. I was so nervous about my future and I felt sorry for myself for not being loved by my mother.
Hey, I already knew from a long time ago.
Jisoo hugged me. So, you already knew. I felt ashamed and pitiful. But Jisoo is hugging me, telling me that it's okay. He says that he even accepts ugly sides of me. Maybe I can really tell Jisoo everything. Maybe it would be okay to depend on Jisoo, who accepts me for who I really am. And there we will leave off for today. We'll continue in the next episode, and I hope to see you in some of my future videos. I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.